This is the somewhat insignificant Gary Owens, and I've got something that will really make your Krellmans crawl. It's an off-road race in the southern Nevada desert called the Frontier 500. And with the hundreds of vehicles coming out here, they just might have to start calling it the Frontier 500 Heavy Traffic SIG Alert. You want to avoid that off-road traffic jam? Stay put in Las Vegas, where the stakes are high. But I just ate one anyway. You can walk everywhere here and watch some celebrities at the Frontier Hotel who couldn't resist signing up for the race. Fee Waybill of the Tubes was first in line. And right behind him, actor karate expert Chuck Norris. Next came motorcycle champ Brock Glover. This group is sure to bring on one unforgettable spectacle called the Celebrity Off-Road Grudge Match.
50 miles or 60 miles?
Yeah, we'll go about 60 miles. But you know...
Well, that's about a third of the race.
These guys better catch some Z's for the pre-racing tomorrow, however. What better place to avoid traffic jams than in the baking heat of the Nevada desert, where tomorrow the celebrity team, along with hundreds of other racers from all over the world, will compete in the longest, most difficult off-road course in North America. So make yourself up a big glass of ice water and sit back, because I've got my feet well planted in the hot sand to give you every sizzling detail. Yes, the Frontier 500 is really going to be a semi-insignificant experience, which is sure to fill your nerve endings with dust and your eyelids with food. Chuck Norris and the other celebrity drivers are starting to have a lot of faith in their ability to get through this course. I respect faith, but it's doubt that teaches you anything. And no doubt about it, Mario Alisi, one of the top professional drivers in the race, is the best teacher anyone could ask for. Fee Waybill is here, along with Robert Hayes and Kent McCord. So are rock stars Jimmy Pankow from the group Chicago and Steve Lukather, lead guitar for Toto. Brock Glover, Chuck Norris, his son Eric, and his brother Aaron are here too. They're all starting to doubt the ravine called the Junkyard, a deep pit which could phnork you right out of this race as fast as you can say, "Help!"
Pick the side of the course a little bit more than right dead in the middle.
Well, probably the best bet is to bear to the left, wouldn't you think?
You veer to the left a little bit, and then once you hit the bottom, you got to veer to the right. Because if you don't, you'll slip off the bank on the other side.
Say we go around this and there's somebody wrecked down there. Then what's the policy? Do we go up that side of the hill and go around them, over those rocks up there?
Put it in four-wheel drive, low range. Do not leave your clutch in. Let your motor slow you down and slow yourself down with your brakes.
Personally, I'd like to see us airlifted over this entire section of this course. Set down very gently on the other side.
Marines, build a bridge.
Meanwhile, back at the Frontier Hotel, it's time to check in for class and safety equipment. A famous philosopher, I think it was me, once said about the time you're satisfied with your progress in life, the Joneses buy a new car. Well, there are a lot of Joneses out here, men, women, and even a few teenagers. Do you know how to keep a teenager at home, by the way? Give him security, understanding, then let the air out of his tires. Here's an interesting young hat with a teenager under it. How many times have you raced with your dad?
I think this is my 5th time.
You like it?
Yeah.
What's the best part?
Going out there.
Good luck tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Yes, it is hard to keep up with the Joneses and really hard to keep up with the Joneses' daughter. What do you like about the race?
I don't know, I like all the cars and just watching them go over the track and just jumping. And the drivers are very nice too, I like that.
I'll bet you do. You got any favorites today?
Budweiser.
And here's one Jones it's almost impossible to keep up with. Veteran Nissan driver Roger Mears. Going to keep all the tires this time, Roger? Last year you finished on 3 wheels and a prayer.
Yeah, that's if they fall off that close to the finish and you win the race, they could all 4 fall off. It doesn't matter, as long as we can win.
Parking a problem in your town? Try finding a space for this truck. You'll have to pull a trailer for a place to live while you're looking. Safely parked, the celebrities are already reminiscing about their old school days in Mario Alisi's off-road class. What's that O+, Kent? Your off-road driving grade?
O positive.
O positive.
Yeah, that's so. But, you know, in a hospital any longer, they don't do anything until they test it, independent of what this is.
But it's an emergency.
They want to make sure.
For me, it just reminds me, it says, Robert Hayes, don't be negative. See, that's my whole...
Yeah,
it doesn't have anything to do with blood.
Las Vegas, where royalty is a pair of jacks or better. It's a place where my excitement causes insomnia so bad the sheep fall asleep. It's early morning. No one is asleep at the starting line. It's already so hot, the birds are using potholders to take worms out of the ground. Incidentally, I have my nose filled with crushed ice and plan on sneezing on the drivers to cool them off. What's the weather look like, Roger?
We're hoping for a breeze, and it almost always starts up about noon or after, so we can always look forward to that a little later in the day.
We'll look for you coming in first over that finish line.
Thanks very much.
Good luck, Roger.
Thanks.
Excuse me, sir, how are you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
You ready for this race?
Yeah, first time for me, so it's just a riding experience, and I think it'll be all right.
Good.
We'll just try to survive.
Have a good time.
Thank you.
You enthusiastic, Chuck?
Oh, yeah. All set.
You gonna make it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to keep it on the road this time. I'm not going to roll it like I did last year. Or try not to, anyway.
Think you can beat the other celebrities?
Yeah, I think I can. If I can just drive aggressively conservative, I think we can win it.
Have a good race, Chuck.
Thank you.
Chuck's brother, Aaron, is a professional stunt car driver. He's got some ambitions of his own. You ready, Aaron?
I'm real ready. I went to bed early last night, had a great breakfast, waffles, eggs, bacon. Got my Excedrin in my pocket. I'm ready to roll.
As long as you keep it all down.
Oh, yeah. No problem. No problem.
You got a chance, Brock?
Yeah, I think so. Aaron and I got a lot of confidence out there, but it could be a very tough race. 6-7 hours out there in the desert. We got to make sure the truck finishes, and we've got to be able to finish upside, and rolling on our wheels. We don't want to get upside down out there.
Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow are gearing up too.
We're going to do some serious racing today, gentlemen.
Go for it.
Hey, Fee, you ready for a win today?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm all ready. I'm a little nervous, but it's like before a concert. You're always a little nervous till you get on stage, till that checkered flag drops. Then it's down to business, racing business.
Kent McCord and Robert Hayes are so ready they slept in their truck last night.
Did you leave a wake-up call?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Has it come off yet?
Not yet. He's going to be napping the first.
First half. I nap until the first. I got my watch set to waking up at
about
3 hours into the
miles.
3 hours into the race, the watch wakes me up. We stop, and we get out, and we run around, and I get in the driver's seat, he gets in the passenger seat, he sleeps until bay, and then we gamble the rest of the night.
Right.
Eric Norris, you and your dad gonna make it this year?
I think so. See how he can do it. See if he can keep all four wheels on the ground this year. I'll be a lot happier that way.
Did your dad give you any special instructions?
Hang on.
Here we go! It's an hour since sunup, and the race is underway. One car every 15 seconds. The faster class is leading first. There goes Roger Mears. Celebrity instructor Mario Alisi is on his way. Brock Glover and Aaron Norris are the first celebrity drivers off. Robert Hayes and Kent McCord start wide awake, both going in the same direction, by the way. Father-son team Chuck and Eric Norris hit it hard. There goes Fee Waybill and his agent Larry Fitzgerald. Agent Larry gets 10% of everything Fee runs over, by the way. And last but not least go rock and rollers Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow. Here's the favorite truck in the celebrity race, driven by Fee Waybill. Fee won last year. But before anyone wins, they have to get through this first leg of the race. A rather broken leg at that. It takes years of practice to drive through here and not look like you've been thrown out of a barn. I wanted to try it myself, but my car's so old, I've got license plates with Roman numerals. No matter what shape your vehicle is in, there are no shortcuts out here. Everyone has to stay on the approved course, which consists of existing dirt roads, trails, dry lakes, and a few volcanoes. Any inexperienced drivers are already being beaten by the desert and the veteran drivers. I guess their only consolation is to look on the bright side. In another 20 hours, they'll be sound asleep in bed. Chuck and Eric Norris may make it in 19 hours. That is, if Eric can stop asking Father Chuck how much further they have to go and let him drive. How about 31 hours for these two? Already the celebrity rivalry is taking shape. Here are Brock Glover and Aaron Norris in a strong second place. And up ahead, veteran Nissan drivers Mario Alisi and Roger Mears are nearing the first checkpoint. And leading the celebrities is musician Fee Waybill. Looks like everyone might have to pay that musician fee once again. Oops. You think my jokes are bad? Well, here's a real flat tire. Robert Hayes and Kent McCord are having a myriad of problems beside flat tires. Hey, Kent. Wake up. It's your turn to drive. Huh? The alarm went off. It's your turn to drive. Kent. One semi-interesting point is that everyone stops for colored beans. That proves they haven't strayed off the approved course or taken a shortcut. Here comes Chuck and Eric Norris again. My philosophy has always been, never follow a racer whose head is the size of an apple. But by now, some vehicles are having problems the size of watermelons. Suspension problems, torn oil coolers, flat tires, exploding glove compartments, and thirsty drivers are the most common problems.
I hope so.
And still to come for the Nissan celebrity drivers, that Krellman crawling ravine called the Junkyard. So far, the early finish line for a lot of vehicles. And many of those who made it through lost a lot of time, which they have to make up in some of the stretches ahead. This guy didn't make it through the Junkyard, but it looks like he's headed for another one. Here's why Fee Waybill got an A in Mario Alisi's Junkyard Crossing class. And Chuck and Eric Norris got another grade. Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow played hooky. Or is that hockey?
Well, let's see. My contact lens is around here somewhere.
Hey, you guys see my contact lens? Let's see now. Maybe that lens is under this rock. No, under that one. You look under that rock, and I look under this one. I told you that AAA card would work anywhere. This is an up-to-the-minute SIG alert at the Junkyard. Debris is being hauled from the number 1 and 2 lanes. Extreme caution is advised around this non-injury accident. Whoa there! Steve Lukather never found that contact lens, but he did make a spectacle of himself. Jimmy Pankow hooked up a rope, and out they go. Here comes Roger Mears into the pit at Beatty after racing hard for 5 hours. And there are no better people to keep him glued together for the next 300 miles than the Nissan pit crew. How you doing, Roger?
So we're only 30 minutes behind. It tickles me to death. We got a long ways to go yet.
Good luck, Roger, and may you successfully finark your way to the finish line. And with over half the race still to go, Roger and Mario Alisi are pushing toward the front runners. You know, there's a class for every type of vehicle out here. 20 years ago, when off-road racing first got started, a National Guard tank even tried its hand at negotiating this difficult desert course. By the way, Field Marshal Rommel and General Patton tied for 10th. Aaron Norris and Brock Glover may not be driving a tank, but they are gaining in the battle against front-runner Waybill. Hi, guys. These cars and trucks go so fast, they can get speeding tickets on regular roads. I never worried about tickets with my old car, the Foonmobile, but a few days ago I was going so slow they gave me one for loitering. Have to stick my foot up and push harder next time, I guess. Mario Alisi's not loitering, though. Hoo-ha! There he goes! And here come Jimmy Pankow and Steve Lukather making up for lost lens time. This guy is really spilling the beans. There you are. I think this checkpoint person's a has-been. 5-yard penalty for punting. And there goes Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow. Born to play guitar. Born to race a car. Born to be champs.
Living your life for that big moment. Doing whatever it takes. You got to sacrifice. You gotta make your own breaks. You were born to be champ, and you always knew. yourself. It takes training and courage. You test your endurance, but a champ is like nobody else. You are born to be champ, and you always knew it. You're going the distance today. You were born to be champ, and you're gonna prove it, and nothing's gonna stand in your way. You were born to be champ, and you always knew it. You're going the distance today. You were born to be champ, and you're gonna prove it, and nothing's gonna stand in your way. You were born to be champ, and you always knew it. You're going.
And into the finish line at Beatty come the celebrity class winners, Brock Glover and Aaron Norris. Some of the assembled multitude here are suggesting I ride back to the starting line in the winner's truck. What do you say, gang? Thank you. How was it out there, Brock?
I don't know what to tell you. I'm numb. I think I drove the first 5 hours and my head's numb, and he took over and we drove it hard, I can tell you that. Didn't they? Yeah.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed it.
Great.
Congratulations.
That is a tough race. That was one tough race, let me tell you.
Ah, here comes Chuck. After letting Eric drive for the last hour, Chuck's probably the one asking when they're going to get there as they come in for a second place Nissan Celebrity finish.
Just take your helmet with you. I'll park the car.
God, what a race. That was long.
Everybody else is still stuck out in the desert, Eric.
Is there nobody left?
We're not sure. Maybe Steve and Jimmy.
Is that it?
Yeah.
What happened to Fee?
Fee missed a turn and his truck hit a ditch.
It did?
Yeah.
So we're the only two that finished then, huh?
You and your Uncle Aaron. Here's a proud
That's what I
mom
mean.
if I ever saw one. Of course, I've never seen one. Well, Chuck, how was it?
Great.
I mean the race, not the kids.
It was good. A lot of markers were gone, though. We got lost 3 times. We drove about 10 miles out of the way down here because there are no markers down there.
What was the hardest part?
Finding the markers. Trying to figure out which road to take. Well, you know, we ran a race like we planned on, conservative but fast. You know, we tried to anticipate all our routes, and we'd slow down, look at them, anticipate them, and then we'd go for it, you know. And then we'd slow down again, anticipate our next route, and go for it again. Yeah. I'd like to keep going myself.
Oh, yeah. Sure you do.
I would. Yeah, we had a fun race. I mean, we yelled and screamed and slapped each other in the back and
High-fived.
Yeah, high-fived every time. Yeah, we got all that one, didn't we? No, we had a great time.
You were only 4 minutes behind.
4?
Right behind Brock Glover and your brother Aaron.
Really? We would have won if we hadn't got lost.
And plus when we got stuck too. Right in the beginning, right when we left, we got stuck
It
for
took us
about
20 minutes to get out of the stupid ditch.
In the beginning?
Huh?
In the beginning?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Robert Hayes and Kent McCord have drifted in third. Have a good time, Kent?
Well, I mean, a good time compared to what? You know,
Anyway, we had a good time. It was good. We did pretty good for neither one of us ever having done this before. I think we did pretty good.
Do it again?
What the heck? Yeah, sure.
The race may be over for some of the celebrities, but it isn't for other classes of vehicles. Unlike the 125-mile race which the celebrities run, they'll be bumping over boulders like a cocktail shaker on another 375-mile loop, which will bring them right back to the same finish line. As the daylight turns off, the headlights turn on. A driver told me that night racing is a lot like driving blind through a minefield at 60 miles an hour. You aim the truck, sit back, and pray. Maybe that tank wasn't such a bad idea after all. I've heard that P. Waybill finally made it to the celebrity finish line, but Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow are still unaccounted for. A lot of drivers are sinking in the heavy silt just before the finish line. Hope it doesn't rain, then they'll be sinking in the rain. And here's that first driver in from that long course.
Get out. Okay. You got to get up there and get your stuff taken care of.
P. Waybill's been wondering about his lost musician friends. Heard anything more about them, P?
I don't know what's happened. Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow are still out there lost in the desert, and it's been 12 hours since they started, so you can imagine what kind of shape they're in.
Here comes Roger Mears, one of the first mini truck drivers across the long course finish line. And as these gallant soldiers of the desert come one by one out of that nighttime minefield of dust and potholes, finally, in comes the last celebrity truck, driven by Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow.
They've got to be hurting, boy. They've got to be hurting bad.
Hey, Steve, how you feeling?
Yeah, I'm just fine. I feel great. I feel like somebody rubbed napalm all over my body. You guys did it. You guys are my heroes. Good job. Everybody. Like it, Jimmy? How do you feel, babe? I feel like somebody drug us behind here and somebody drove the truck. That was wild. Who won anyway?
This has got to be the roughest one.
Can you sum up what this race was like, Roger?
Baja 1000 and the Mint 400 rolled into one.
Captain!
How about some hairspray, Jimmy?
I can sand paint off the walls with my hair right now.
Mario Lisi taught the celebrities that doubt is the only thing that teaches you anything. Well, I doubt Mario's ever had a harder race. Can you credit anyone for getting you through this, Jimmy? Brock Glover and Aaron Norris in first. Aaron actually did keep his breakfast down. Chuck and Eric Norris, second across the finish line, said Chuck, the kid's off to reform school tomorrow. Robert Hayes and Kent McCord, third. Kent wants to go back out. He sleeps better in the truck. P. Waybill and Larry Fitzgerald, fourth. P's only statement on his poor finish, that ditch just jumped right out in front of me. Finally, Steve Lukather and Jimmy Pankow. Jimmy's decided to donate his hair to the geology department at the University of Nevada.
You are born to be champ.